So, welcome to day 2, and I hope you're enjoying this free course. And I have had so much fun putting it all together. And while I'm doing it, I'm also thinking of you because everything in this course is all from in sequence from beginning to end. So you don't have to skip through all my videos to find how to do something specific. So this whole course is intended to get you started on your own intuitive abstract art journaling practice, a sustainable one that you want to come back to time and time again. And it's over time that I have built this repertoire of marks and developed this process. So let's get on with day 2. So I thought I would show you first starting with transparent papers. This day 2 is all about pattern, rhythm, repetition, variety, and energy. So, and that's all how you experiment with placing your objects, your tools, and we will get into a little bit of stenciling maybe today, but I'm saving that for the multi-layered lessons, which is going to be in the next upcoming lesson. So, blue, I do believe it was the light blue permanent using, you've seen pipes, big, small, so you're thinking of variety, and just stamping, just finding some really cool objects to stamp with. So I'm going to stop narrating now, and I'm just going to show you some of what we've done in day 1, and then I'm going to pick a few to see how we can take those further to a new level, meaning putting more than one layer on your collage. What I love to use a lot is circles. Circles seem to show up no matter what I do, and unless my work starts to shift. So I'm just going to move these tools over so you can see me. There's really no mixing at all. So patterns like so. And I'm just going to quickly demonstrate. You want to also consider size, spacing, and direction. So as your intention, you can do that beforehand or just pick up a tool and just go. Notice I chose the tools before this segment of the video, but I know and am learning what each can do. I love the end of a fresh pencil for its dots, but I'm also learning the different ways to put them. That's random, tight, in a grid, And instead of doing a whole page, you can fold it or just do quadrants, especially if you're only using small sections of the collage paper to tear or cut what you need. So pipes, and if you've watched my videos, you see me use this lots. Dixie cups, what I usually do is on my palette, I spread the paint, of course, evenly, within reason, to the size of the stamping tool. And I love the finer lines that the Dixie cup can make. Water bottle lid. That's a nice size. That's a nice medium size. Whoops. Foam, packing foam. This lid I use a lot because it has a handle. And even placing different sizes inside, that can create a really cool pattern. This is a clay tool. There's a lot more dipping needed for the dots, but if you just wanted to do some random ones around a certain area. Lego. Many dots in a grid. I'm liking this because I like things to go fast. I don't like to spend all day on the patterns. A makeup brush. This is a larger one. So it's also good as a stamping tool, but of course, using the stencils, which we will be exploring in day 3. Cork. So making sure you have enough paint. And then you might want to do, just have a day where you're exploring your patterns and more explorations of your tools on top of your mark making. And I love how these, none of them are the same. And I really like that. If you want a real clean one, you can use that. A very small brush, just dampened. Changing the direction. And then you might even discover, see that lifting? I'm not liking that, so I'm just going to place it without dragging. Different brushes will have a different effect. I like more of a square. The round brush, as you've seen in this video, is also, I'm really liking the mark. And you'll gain a preference the more you do your mark making exploration. After you experiment a little bit on a single and even larger or multiple papers, you're going to want to just go with the flow and make sure you use some black, some white, maybe blues, neutrals, and I'm going to, just for demonstration purposes, keep it to black and white, but seeing how, see, I want to drag it more. So I didn't dip my brush first, so I think I want that, and I'm just going to show you the differences but a little more than the first demonstration paper where I did everything on the same page. Once you see the repetition of your marks, you can then get a sense of the energy, the feel, how much water, how much pressure that you need without, again, overthinking. And while I'm demonstrating pattern play examples here, I'm just using the dash for demonstration purposes, but of course you can use any type of mark for a pattern that you wish. Dots, open shapes, closed shapes, anything that you like. And of course, any kinds of lines, keeping in mind thickness of line, direction, spacing, etc. And I love lids, which are super fun objects that we have that we can use while we're using intuitive placement. So here's where we started, just to see what different tools could do, and then what would it look like on a full page or half a page. And that's the fun thing. You don't have to do a whole page. You can just move along and get into your intuitive flow just with black and white. And then using different objects you find. I find lids are really cool. And of course the pipes, and spreading this apart, the circles apart on a very lovely white. So this is a very different feel than the newsprint. This is just ordinary copy paper. Getting some swirling line work or whatever kind of writing or line work that you like in black, in blue, newsprint on transparent papers, dashes, the same line work on more deli wrap paper, using empty tape dispensers in different ways, using the text paper, and maybe taking a page that, that we don't throw out anything. Nothing's really a mistake. We just keep going over, and my philosophy is it's just another layer. So here's some other ones that I made before. This one is made with, I call it, it's the chip brush, it's the craft brush. I call it my scratchy brush. And that's just taking the paint and making these beautiful circles. So really big, so you might only need a half, or if you're working large, that's a really good, nice high contrasting pattern. The line tools, really tight circles, experimenting with your placement, white on black. The Lego block, more dashing lines in different directions, using pen, pastel, and different circles with lines, stamping with packaging materials, larger circles, white on black, circles within circles with first using a color shaper or a catalyst wedge. So there's 2 layers there. And then of course, lots of black and white variety of patterns. So we'll gather our papers into some good usable piles that we want to keep black and white, or ones that we might play with some more color in day 3. So I'll see you in day 3 for multiple layers.